It's 95 degrees outside. Your car has been sitting in the sun for hours. You start the engine, turn the AC to max, and expect ice-cold air. Instead, you get warm air, or air that's barely cooler than outside. Most drivers immediately assume the refrigerant is low. Sometimes that's true. But after years of diagnosing automotive AC systems, I can tell you that's only one of many possible causes. I've seen owners spend $150 to $350 on unnecessary refrigerant services. Others replaced compressors costing $900 to $2,000 when the real problem was a $30 component. Sometimes a clogged cabin air filter costing just $20 to $50 is all that's preventing cold air from reaching the cabin. The first few checks I perform often solve the problem before I ever connect AC service equipment. By the end of this video, you'll understand how experienced mechanics diagnose weak AC systems step by step, helping you avoid replacing expensive parts that aren't actually broken. And the final check is something many repair shops skip, even though it can dramatically improve cooling performance. Let's begin with the easiest fix. Number 12, dirty cabin air filter. If the blower sounds strong but very little air comes through the vents, don't assume the compressor has failed. The first thing I inspect is the cabin air filter. Its job is to clean the air entering the passenger compartment. But over time, it fills with dust, pollen, leaves, and debris until airflow becomes restricted. The evaporator may still be cold. The blower motor may still work perfectly. But very little cold air actually reaches the cabin. I've removed filters so clogged they look like vacuum cleaner bags. Symptoms include weak airflow from every vent, musty odors, poor cooling at all fan speeds. Most replacement filters cost $20 to $50, and many can be changed in under 15 minutes. Always check this before assuming you have an expensive AC problem. But what if airflow is strong and the air still isn't cold? Number 11, dirty condenser. If your AC cools well while driving but gets warm in traffic, poor condenser airflow is one of the first things to suspect. The condenser sits in front of the radiator and releases heat from the refrigerant. Over time, bugs, dirt, leaves, and road debris clog its cooling fins, reducing airflow. As refrigerant pressure rises, cooling efficiency drops. I've seen condensers with nearly half their surface blocked by debris. Nothing was wrong with the compressor. Nothing was wrong with the refrigerant. The condenser simply couldn't reject heat. Common symptoms include warm air at idle, better cooling at highway speed. Performance that worsens during extremely hot weather. Cleaning the condenser carefully with low-pressure water often restores airflow. If it's leaking or physically damaged, replacement usually costs between $500 and $1,200. But many condensers simply need cleaning. Number 10, weak cooling fans. Another common clue is cold air while driving, but poor cooling at stoplights. When the vehicle isn't moving, electric cooling fans pull air through the condenser. If those fans become weak or stop working entirely, refrigerant pressure climbs quickly. The compressor may still run, the refrigerant may still be properly charged, but the condenser can't release enough heat. This problem is surprisingly common. Sometimes it's a failed fan motor. Sometimes it's a relay. Sometimes it's only a blown fuse. Symptoms include cold AC while driving, warm air at idle, slightly elevated engine temperature. Fan relays often cost under $50. Replacing a fan motor generally costs $200 to $600. Simply watching whether both fans operate with the AC turned on can reveal a lot before expensive diagnostics begin. Number 9, low refrigerant charge. Yes, Low refrigerant is a common cause of weak cooling, but refrigerant doesn't wear out or get consumed. If the level is low, the system almost always has a leak. As refrigerant pressure drops, the evaporator absorbs less heat and cooling performance declines. I've seen many owners recharge their systems every summer. The AC works for a while, then becomes warm again. The leak was never repaired. Typical symptoms include gradually weaker cooling, compressor cycling on and off, uneven vent temperatures. Professional recharge service usually costs $150 to $350. But repairing the leak, not simply adding refrigerant, is what permanently fixes the problem. Number 8. Refrigerant leaks. If your AC worked perfectly last year but barely cools this summer, a slow refrigerant leak is very likely. Many leaks develop gradually. O-rings harden, compressor seals wear, condenser tubes crack after years of vibration. Small leaks slowly reduce refrigerant pressure over months. I've found leaks using UV dye, electronic leak detectors, and pressure testing. Many are minor. Some O-ring repairs cost under $100. A leaking condenser may cost $500 to $1,200. An evaporator hidden behind the dashboard can exceed $1,500 because of labor. Visual inspection for oily residue may reveal obvious leaks, but proper diagnosis usually requires specialized equipment. That's why simply guessing rarely saves money. Number 7. Shinto faulty pressure. Sensor, sometimes the refrigerant charge is correct, yet the compressor refuses to stay engaged. That's when I begin checking pressure sensors. Modern AC systems rely on these sensors to protect the compressor. If they send incorrect pressure information, the control module may shut the compressor off even though nothing is mechanically wrong. I've seen owners replace compressors when the only failed component was a pressure sensor. Common symptoms include intermittent cooling, compressor cycling repeatedly, no visible refrigerant leak. Pressure sensor replacement usually costs between $75 and $250 plus labor. Accurate diagnosis requires pressure readings and scan tool data, not guesswork. And here's where many people make an expensive mistake. Adding more refrigerant to a system that already has enough can actually reduce cooling performance and increase stress on the compressor. So before moving into the more expensive failures, let me ask you something. Has your AC slowly become weaker over time, or did it stop cooling almost overnight? Your answer often provides the first clue. Now let's move into the top 6 causes, where repair bills become much larger and accurate diagnosis becomes even more important. Number 6. Blend door actuator failure. Sometimes the blower works perfectly. The refrigerant charge is correct. The compressor runs normally, yet the air still isn't cold. The problem may be inside the dashboard. Modern HVAC systems use blend doors to control how much air passes through the heater core and evaporator. When the blend door actuator fails, warm air mixes with cold air, making the AC feel weak even though the refrigeration system is working properly. Symptoms include one side colder than the other, temperature changing unexpectedly, clicking noises inside the dashboard, air that never becomes fully cold. Repairs typically range from $300 to $700 depending on vehicle design. Some actuators are easy to replace, while others require removing much of the dashboard. Before replacing parts, check whether your vehicle has a blend door recalibration procedure. Sometimes that's all it takes. Number 5. Restricted expansion valve or orifice tube. If your AC starts cold but gradually loses cooling, or one refrigerant line becomes extremely cold while another stays warm, the expansion valve or orifice tube may be restricted. This component controls refrigerant flow into the evaporator. If moisture or metal debris blocks it, refrigerant can't flow properly and cooling drops quickly. I've seen failing compressors send metal particles throughout the system, with the expansion device becoming the first place they collect. Common symptoms include cooling fades during long drives, uneven vent temperatures, abnormal high and low side pressure readings, frost forming on refrigerant lines. Because the refrigerant system must be opened, this isn't usually a DIY repair. Most repairs range from $300 to $800, and severe contamination may require replacing additional components. Number 4. Compressor clutch problems. Sometimes the compressor isn't bad, it simply isn't engaging. Many older compressors use an electromagnetic clutch that locks the pulley to the compressor shaft when the AC is turned on. If the clutch wears out or the air gap becomes excessive, the compressor may engage only occasionally. I've seen customers quoted over $1,500 for a new compressor when only the clutch assembly needed repair. Typical symptoms include a C works intermittently, compressor clicks but won't stay engaged. Cold air comes and goes. On some vehicles, the clutch can be repaired separately. On others, replacing the compressor is the only practical option. Proper inspection can save hundreds of dollars. Number 3. Worn AC compressor. Eventually, compressors wear out just like engines. Internal bearings, pistons, scroll mechanisms, valves, and seals all wear with time. As pumping efficiency declines, cooling gradually becomes weaker. I've opened compressors filled with metal debris, while others look perfectly normal from the outside but could no longer build enough pressure. Common symptoms include weak cooling under all conditions, grinding or whining noises, metal contamination inside the system, pressure readings outside specification. Replacing a compressor usually costs between $900 and $2,000. If contamination has spread through the system, the condenser, expansion valve, and receiver dryer may also require replacement. That's why replacing only the compressor without cleaning the system often leads to another failure. Number 2. HVA. See control module or calibration problems. Modern climate control systems depend on electronics just as much as mechanical parts. Temperature sensors, sun load sensors, control modules, and blend door calibration all affect cooling performance. Sometimes every mechanical component is working correctly. The problem is simply incorrect calibration. I've seen battery replacements or low voltage conditions cause HVAC systems to lose their calibration, resulting in incorrect vent temperatures. Symptoms include temperature settings that don't match vent temperatures, airflow changing unexpectedly, climate control behaving inconsistently. On many vehicles, recalibration with a scan tool or even a manufacturer reset procedure restores proper operation. Some repairs cost nothing more than diagnostic time. That's why experienced technicians diagnose the control system before replacing expensive parts. Number 1. A dirty condenser combined with weak cooling fans. This is one of the most commonly overlooked causes of poor AC performance. The compressor works. The refrigerant charge is correct. No major leaks are present. Yet the AC struggles on hot afternoons, especially in heavy traffic. The real problem is often two smaller issues working together: a condenser partially blocked with dirt and cooling fans that have gradually lost efficiency. Neither problem alone may completely stop the AC. Together, they raise refrigerant pressure enough to dramatically reduce cooling. I've seen vehicles receive compressors, pressure sensors, and expansion valves before anyone cleaned the condenser or tested fan performance. Once airflow was restored, the system produced cold air again. That's why experienced mechanics never guess. They measure refrigerant pressures. Inspect airflow, test fan operation, and evaluate the entire system before replacing expensive components. Air conditioning isn't created by one part. It's the result of every component working together. Accurate diagnosis almost always costs less than replacing parts at random. Conclusion: cold air doesn't come from refrigerant alone. It depends on proper airflow through the condenser, the correct refrigerant charge, a healthy compressor, accurate pressure control, and a properly functioning HVAC system. When one part struggles, the entire system suffers. That's why the coldest AC systems aren't always found in the newest vehicles. They're usually found in vehicles that have been diagnosed correctly instead of having expensive parts replaced by guesswork. Before spending hundreds or even thousands of dollars, start with the basics. Check the cabin air filter, inspect the condenser, verify cooling fan operation, confirm the refrigerant charge. Only then move on to more complex diagnostics. You'll often solve the problem far more cheaply than expected. Now I'd like to hear from you. How old is your vehicle? And what is your AC doing right now? Does it blow warm air all the time? Only at idle? Or only during extremely hot weather? Leave your symptoms in the comments below. If you enjoy practical repair advice based on real-world shop experience, consider subscribing. And be sure to watch our next maintenance video, where we'll cover another common automotive problem that many drivers misdiagnose, and how to fix it before it turns into a four-figure repair bill. The most expensive AC repair is often the one that never needed to be replaced in the first place.